Do you have a VR headset? Because I have 5 accessories that I know you're gonna love. What's going on, guys? My name is Kyle and welcome back to the game department. Today, we're going to talk about VR accessories. I use an Oculus Rift S and I have 5 accessories laid out in front of me, ready to talk about because I reckon they are legitimate game changers. Most of these accessories are going to work with most headsets. They're going to have their own shapes and own variations, but doing a quick Google search, you'll definitely see different third-party accessories that will fit your VR headset. So the first accessory on our list is this. This is a hard dust cover. They don't have to be the same as this, but essentially what it does is it covers the lenses when you're storing the headset and stops anything getting on top of the glass, settling, dust, anything along those lines. So it stops the glass getting scratched or any damage happening due to stuff sitting on the lens. I know it's not really the funnest accessory to have, but I literally use this every time the headset is not being used. It just becomes part of the storing process for the VR headset. I'll take it off, I'll put the dust cover on, and I'll store it away. Now I use my VR headset almost every day, so I use it quite a lot, but there's times that I've had to go away or I haven't used it in a week or over a week, and I come back and I see on top of the lens cover there's this thin layer of dust. Now if this not been there, it would have settled on the glass. I may not have even thought to clean the glass before I used it, and it's just potential issues that I want to avoid by chucking on a dust cover. They are super cheap. I'll leave links to everything that we talk about today in the description anyway, but this is definitely on the top of my list. Moving on to number 2. Now this one is something that actually attaches to the headset, and it is a replacement face cover. I use this little blue one. It's a silicone cover, and literally all this one does is it goes over the existing foam that the Rift S comes with. It's a soft silicone cover, really thin, but it's interchangeable. So I can take it off, I can put another one on, I can wash this and dry this properly without damaging any of the foam, any of the stuff that's inside the headset. And it's a really nice thing to have because it stops the foam getting gross and disgusting, and I can interchange it with different people. So if I'm using it and then somebody else wants to use it, they don't have to deal with my disgusting, sweaty face shield. We can just interchange them, which is great. I like the fact that I could take it off and clean it. This is a really cheap one. There are different kinds of these on the market. You can get ones that actually replace the entire face shield, and then it has a silicone top, or it has a fake leather. There's a bunch of different kinds. Again, I'm gonna leave links to everything, but it depends on what you want. I only wanted something that I could just take off, wash, not have to worry about too much, but I find things like these are a really, really good thing to have, especially if you want to make sure that foam in the face shield lasts as long as it can. Okay, so moving on to number 3 and 4. Now these are both controller accessories. I'm gonna sort of include them in the same explanation, but they are different items. So we'll start with number 1, which is gonna be your wrist strap. Now this is an upgraded strap. Now I use this on the Rift S controllers because they don't come with a hand strap like these. There are some VR controllers out there that do have these come from factory. This one doesn't, so I like to have this on there. If you don't know what these are, what they do is they sit around the back of your hand, so you can fasten it to your hand and not have to worry about holding the controller for it to always be there. I know that sometimes when you're grabbing something, picking something up, you might let go of the controller. Again, I know that these are gonna be attached by your wrist, but there's nothing worse than having it dangle around, especially when it can be fixed to the back of your hand, and it doesn't get in the way, it doesn't make things weird and awkward, but it is nice to have your hand empty, but still have it there ready to go. So when you're grabbing something or you're doing something, it feels a lot more immersive, and it just brings you into the game without worrying about dropping the controller or doing something along those lines. It's always there, it's always ready, and it's nice and comfortable, which I think we all want to have with any controller that we're using for a long period of time. Now moving on to number 4, you can see this ring on the very, very top, and this is why I wanted to include them within the same explanation, but still list them as separate accessories. This is a ring guard or a bumper or something along those lines. All it does is it clips on to the top of the remote, and if anything gets hit, it hits the bumper and not the tracking ring of the controller. For those of you that use a Rift S, you know that that top edge of the Rift S actually comes to a sharper point. It's not sharp like I'm gonna cut my finger sharp, but I've actually hit a door frame with this and taken out a tiny little sliver of paint. The controller's been fine, but because it comes to a sharpened edge, it leaves this nice little gougy line in the door frame, which I want to avoid because it's not great. So I jumped on Amazon and I got one of these bumpers. So all it comes with are these little clips that clip around the outside tracking ring of the Rift S controller. And then it comes with this piece the piece has these little notches underneath, and once you've got it all lined up, ready to go, it just slides in, clips into place, and it's literally as easy as that. Now your controller just has this little extra bit of protection. It's not gonna stop any damage happening. If you hit a wall really, really hard and you still have this bumper on top, I'm not saying that the controller's not gonna get damaged, because if you're yeeting this into a door frame or to a wall or something along those lines, the chances that the tracking ring can be damaged is definitely up there. But in the way of small minor hits and things like that, the bumper will help absorb that little bit of extra damage that's going to be caused if it wasn't on there. So we've gone over the dust cover, the face guard, both of the controller upgrades, and now the last one isn't so much something that's used on the headset or on the controller, but it's definitely something that I suggest you at least look into if you are using VR for the first time, or you just want something to help keep you a little bit grounded to the real world. Now by that, I mean this. This is a circular rug. Let me open it up for you. Let me show you what it looks like. Huh? Magical, magical. Now before you ask too many questions, no, this is not going to become an arts and crafts channel, but I do suggest looking at a circular rug. I know this sounds like it's coming a little bit out of nowhere, but if you don't have a super ridiculously big area to be using your VR, or if you just want to work within a smaller space and stay within a specific range, with the Rift S you can draw a guardian boundary, but I find sometimes that gets quite annoying if I'm in game and I reach out of that boundary and it comes up with the wall, and it breaks that immersion really, really quickly, which I don't like to have. So I think it's really, really good having this round circular mat. I put it literally underneath me. I stand on it when I'm playing the VR, and I can feel the difference in texture between this mat and the carpet in our house. And I know exactly when I've stepped off that mat, and I know that I'm starting to move outside of my play area. And that's one of the reasons why we went with this chunky rope style mat. It's super different to the texture of our carpet, so it's pretty clear to see when you walk off that edge and feel the actual carpet, but you don't have this warning come up when you're in the middle of a game. You can quickly take a little step back, recenter yourself without feeling too separated from the game that you're playing. Now, if you're playing in an area that's ridiculously big and there's nothing in the way and you're not going to hit anything, you want that little bit of freedom, then I understand setting your in-game boundaries. That's completely understandable. If I had more space, I probably would do the same thing. But for people that are using their VRs in their bedroom or in their small office spaces or something along those lines, I definitely suggest you look at a circular rug. This one we use is a 90 centimeter rug, and I find that this is really, really good for those close, tight spaces where you don't really have that much space. Alrighty, we're done with that. And there you have my list. You have a dust cover, a silicone face mask, a bumper guard for the top of the controller, you have the hand straps for the back of the controllers, and then a circular rug to help keep you within your game boundaries without worrying too much about the game freaking out that you're out of the game boundaries. If you agree with my list, leave me a comment below. If you don't, also leave me a comment below and tell me what you would rather add to your list or what things you think I missed. If you like this video, don't forget to leave it a thumbs up. Also subscribe. We post videos every week. You don't want to miss it. If you want to find us on any social media, you can search for The Game Department. You can pretty much find us everywhere with a search bar, or you can go to our website, which is www.thegamedepartment. You'll find all of our social media links, and you can join our mailing list for exclusive giveaways and newsletters. If you want to see us use VR, we stream on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 4:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. You should absolutely come and say hello and let me know that you found this YouTube video. Last but not least, if you want to join a great community of people on Discord, I will leave the link to our server below. We talk about games, we talk about memes, we talk about how much storage my brain could hold because my forehead is so large. Other than that, I'm gonna leave you to it, guys. I hope you had a good morning. I hope you have a good night. Bye!